What would happen if aliens attacked Earth? They would land in the west of the US and instantly begin their world domination campaign. Since the world would hear this pretty quickly, this will send everyone into panic mode and cause the whole world to finally unite and work together to beat the aliens. However, even with the United World Army, this battle would be impossible. Aliens would have special weapons and spaceships which would demolish the human forces and take their whole land. The only thing humans could do is surrender. Not content with just conquering the Americas, the aliens set their sights on the entire planet. Their next target, China. Despite their best efforts, the Chinese military, fighting with all their might, ultimately succumbed to the overwhelming power of the alien invaders. The aliens thought Earth's conquest would be swift and easy, but they were wrong. With the unexpected return of Hitler and Stalin, everything took a dramatic turn. Two historical figures, resurrected under mysterious circumstances, formed an uneasy alliance and began rallying remnants of global forces. Stay tuned for part 2 to find out what happens next. Hitler and Stalin, once bitter enemies, were now forced to cooperate in defending Earth from an alien invasion. Using their knowledge of geography and military tactics, they swiftly pushed the invaders out of Europe. Their next mission was to liberate China, a strategically important region now under alien control. Despite having advanced weaponry, the aliens couldn't withstand the combined power of these two notorious leaders. After days of fierce fighting, the alien forces were forced to retreat to the Americas, where they fortified their last defensive stronghold. Riding the wave of victory, Hitler and Stalin planned to launch an all-out assault on the Americas, believing that final victory was within reach. However, they had made a grave mistake. There were traitors among their ranks, covertly leaking all their strategies to the aliens. As they prepared for the decisive strike, Hitler and Stalin realized their every move had already been anticipated by the enemy. Their tactics suddenly became ineffective, and their forces faced the risk of a devastating counterattack. Suspicion and chaos began to spread among the commanders. Who was the traitor? How deep did the alien spies infiltrate? Facing this crisis, they were forced to pause their plans to invade the Americas and deal with the internal threat. But just then, an unexpected, mysterious force emerged, bringing with it a plot far greater than the war between humans and aliens. While the world is united in its fight against the alien invasion, a new twist unfolds in Antarctica. Ancient frozen monsters emerge from the icy depths, bringing a whole new threat to the planet. First thing they would do is recruit the little army they can and start invading their closest neighbor, South Africa. Since they won't be expecting the attack, Antarctica forces would be able to pierce through, but would pretty soon be outnumbered and demolished. South Africa would do a counter-invasion, but something scary would happen. South African troops would start disappearing, and when they would send all of their army, something shocking would happen. They would wake up the creatures living in the coldest parts of the Antarctica, who would immediately destroy their whole army. The whole world would go into panic mode, and the United Nations would have to act, sending as many soldiers as they can. With the world uniting, beasts wouldn't be able to hold on and would be pushed back. However, something would always be lurking in the shadows. Unbeknownst to humanity, the aliens had been closely monitoring the events unfolding in Antarctica. Seizing the moment, they secretly dispatched a covert team to the frozen continent, not to fight, but to strike a clandestine deal with the monsters. Thus, a new, dark, and dangerous conspiracy began to take shape. What if aliens invaded Earth? Part 4. After a long time hiding in the United States and awaiting assistance from outer space, the aliens were finally ready for their next move. Their target was Europe, where Stalin's army was stationed. Starting with the United Kingdom, the aliens, equipped with weapons far more advanced than current technology, swiftly took control of the land. From there, they expanded their territory further into Europe, where Stalin and Hitler's forces had established a defensive line to repel this extraterrestrial threat. Fierce battles erupted as both sides confronted each other directly on the battlefield. However, the situation quickly changed when the aliens unexpectedly allied with a mysterious faction in China, promising them power if they helped to conquer Earth. Under attack from multiple fronts, the European armies were forced to retreat to the Russian border to strengthen their defenses. Demonstrating their might, the aliens pushed relentlessly into Russian territory. Yet they hadn't foreseen Stalin's trump card, an ultimate nuclear weapon unlike anything humanity had ever unleashed. This fearsome weapon was Satan II.